Greetings, Commanders! Welcome to Kerrash Landing, the Elite Dangerous community stream. Yes, it's Friday, it's 8 PM. It's time to talk about all of the crazy that has happened this week. OMG, oh my glob, yes. So many cool things have happened this week. We're going to jump straight into them very shortly. It's great to see you all. So many familiar names in there. I see Saturnine, Shanray, Rhea, Millstone Barn, Taimaru, XLG. Lovely to see you all in here. Yes, you would have just seen me rolling the video that David leaked out today. This is becoming a weekly thing for David. I think he's getting rather excited about the launch, don't you? Yes, it looks awesome though, doesn't it? I mean, we're just seeing there on that zoom out of that planet, a few more of the features have been layered in. It's nice to see when you start getting some of the visual effects elements going into the game, then you know that it's getting pretty close to being complete now. David did say there were a few elements in that video which are not finished yet. Wasn't going to shout them out, but they weren't finished yet. But still, it looks pretty damn impressive. And Short is there. Greetings, Shorty. Glad to see you then. I hope that little one is sleeping better for you. Yes, as you can see, I'm in a lovely, I'm in the Galileo station actually, which those of you who know who are familiar with the stations, that is around our own moon in the solar system. Yeah, I've not been to Sol in a while, and I thought I'll head back there. Yes. And as you can tell, I don't have a guest on tonight. I've just been totally rammed at work. I've been so busy this week. To give you an idea of that, I was awake at about 2 AM answering emails this morning. I'm a little bit wired, but that's okay, because I have caffeine in the only mug that matters. Thank you very much, Psycho K. Shanray crashes in his big ship. Yes, I do have a big ship. It's not only is it a big ship, but it's a big gold shiny ship. Look at that, look at that. Yes, I had to buy the gold paint job. It's great. It is great. I love it. I love it. The Anaconda is great fun to fly. It's so different from all of the other ships. Very capable, very versatile, and just a completely different experience. When you go from something like the Vulture, a really good fighter ship, and then you go to the Anaconda, you have to completely change the way that you work in combat and things like that. So, Millstone Barn, absolutely, for the mug! For the mug! Yes, some of you who follow on the Facebook groups and all for the Elite community and plotters and planners and all the other groups on Facebook, you would have seen that Frontier got their mug delivered today by a few members of the community. You had Andrew and Snoswa. He's probably listening to Psycho Kev right now in the Drabble. Sorry Grant, if I've cut you off. But yes, Frontier were delivered their own shiny mug on a stand of smashed One Direction mugs from LaveCon. History in the making in that very container there. Dietrich D, greetings, Commander. Oh, so many names. We're all hankies. Stephen Usher, greetings. Nice to see you there. Shiana's Geek, great to see you all there. Techno Gamer 1406. That's a very light coloured font. Sorry. Yes, I am in the Anaconda. I love my Anaconda. So I'm gonna take it easy tonight. You'll have to excuse me. I am, like I said, kind of tired. Not really slept much, so I'm just going to be doing a little bit of trading, going over the newsletter. Now, poor old Shorty, I see her in the chat there. She has probably not seen a lot of the videos, have you? And mug. So that video is probably the first time you saw that. I wish I had her on audio right now, but I know you probably got the screaming little baby in the corner, bless him. I imagine he's keeping you up. So I've got nothing to complain about having a little bit of work to do. Mrs. Noodles. There we go. So yes, we shall be breaking down the newsletter, going over the sneaky peeks, obviously the big news. Stephen Usher, yes, the new ship zoom video. I'll play that back again in a minute, because I just can't get enough of that. It's awesome. I really love the fact that David is really getting in, putting these videos out for us. He's really keen to show us what the work the team's been doing. I mean, you've got to remember that the team have been polishing everything for Horizons for the last year. They've been working really hard to get all this content in there, and he just really wants to show us now, because it really is awesome to behold. So No time for elites, sorry. Yes, I know, Shorty. You've been very, very busy. See, this is the problem with having children, you see. Yeah. How much coffee have I had? Well, I've got this one, I've had one already, and I've also got the energy drink for after, so yeah, that should keep me all the way through. Oh, he's crying a lot, bless him. Oh, dear, dear. So yeah, so we're going to do a couple of trade runs, just keep it nice and simple. But I'm going to go back, we'll start breaking down the video whilst we do that. So let's try and get the video back up on there, and we'll go through the newsletter and everything very shortly. Oh, we've lost me. Where am I? There I am. Cool. And let's wind this back to the start. So yes, so here we've got the SRV, the Scarab that we've all become accustomed to, the lovely little surface vehicle for doing all those crazy stunts in there. Oh yeah, Shorty's not here for me, she's just here for the game. She just wants to know all the sneaky peek details. Well, Shorty, you might not have noticed, but 2 days ago David made a big announcement saying that the beta for 1.5 is going to hit sometime next week. Oh my glob! Yes, oh my glob. We're finally going to get into 1.5. And they're going to do phased rollout, so 2 weeks after that we're going to get the 2.0. So in a little under 3 weeks, we're going to be landing on these things and trying it. Squeak! But it's going to be absolutely awesome. I cannot wait for everyone's reaction when they first start doing it. And you can see from this video as well, it's so amazingly seamless when you're scrolling out, scrolling in. Really, really awesome. But you have fireworks here. Celebrations for the beta. Let's see if we can turn that. Turn the window down. There we go. So as excited as I am, there's fireworks in the air. So yes, some of you, the observant of you out there have already noticed this is the Viper Mark IV. It was teased that earlier on. You can see the scale of this ship. Much smaller wingspan than the Cobra that we have seen, but still quite a large vessel when you consider the size of the buggy, and that is the drinking game. Everyone knows the drinking game. You have to drink when I say buggy. Yeah, Shanray, that is really interesting. So you can see in the background, actually, this is one of the new things that's been added in. This is what David's showing out on this video. Is you've got this mist in the background. Now, as he explains it in the video, that it's actually created from the volatile compounds on the surfaces. So when the rocks are heated by the nearby star, they can kick up. They can throw dust and vapors up into the I say air. What would you say? There is no air. There is no atmosphere on these planets. So it's not necessarily volcanism, not necessarily atmosphere, but we are still getting some of these little sneaky peek features of the layers of work that goes in to make these happen. So buggy. Yes, the chat's just caught up. Damn that delay. But yeah, so you can see some of the details in this whole crater here, and it's amazing when you zoom out and you realise that they're actually on the edge of a crater on the side of a bigger crater there, and you've got that huge mountain in the background. It's insane. You can't get the scale of it into your head. It's absolute madness. But yeah, so you have these Stephen Usher, yeah, exactly. Volatile compounds you'd see on a comet, like tiny little fragments of ice and organic compounds and things. They get heated up by the star. They get spat out up into the up out of the surface, sort of thing. Oh, try refreshing, Shorty. Crater in a crater in a crater. Yes, Techno Gamer. It's like, we heard you like craters, so yo dog, we put craters inside your craters. Yeah, so that's what you tend to see but yes, Stephen Usher said it, yeah, that mountain peak in the centre of the crater. You tend to see that where the material slips back down again, you get that kind of peak in the centre after an asteroid impact. And it just goes to show some of the real work and effort that the guys at Frontier have gone to put into these details in here to get the surface. Oh, it's crazy. Some of the other things I think is really cool as well, which is subtle suggestions of these things in some of the stuff from Michael Brooks and things like that. Bubble map, greetings! Nice to see you there. And you can see, like on the left here, I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor, it's hard to see, but around the left hand side of this crater there's kind of these reddish areas of different minerals. Obviously there's going to be things like mining missions and stuff we can do. We can go to get rare compounds directly from the surfaces to help us with the trading mission, looting and crafting later on as well. So that's going to be really, really awesome. Stephen Usher, yes, you noticed my t-shirt. Yes, yes, the Amiga fans will recognise this. Yes, the Guru meditation error. So yeah, so lots and lots of details. Now, I do want to point out one thing, because I saw some comments straight away. Of course, people are going to see this. They're going to say, "Oh yeah, the mist is cool," and it zooms out, and it's like, "Oh, but the mist is only in the crater." Wow, wow, wow! I've already saw a couple of people say that. It's like, "Oh, why is it only one crater?" Well, of course, this is a debug cam. This is to just show you the zoom out is real and it's working. So of course, the mist is only spawned near where your ship is. If you were actually in the game and moving around, the mist would be wherever you would be. If there is detail, you can see in some of these craters here, there's a hint of it, but not necessarily in every crater. It depends on the circumstances. Oh crikey, so much chat now. Snake Man, this planet has more content than 10 COD levels. I'm not going to get onto game comparisons. Shanray, no, not necessarily lava. And this is a really subtle distinction between it. Now, we've been told that the planets we're going to get in Horizons in the beta in a couple of weeks are going to be non-atmospheric and non-volcanic. So we're not going to see any active geology and things like that. And that doesn't necessarily mean iron magma that we're used to on planet Earth, hot roiling rocks. It could mean anything. You could have ice geysers and things like that. So volcanism is going to be a pretty big update when that comes in, because there's a lot of different planet variants that entails. One of my favourites is going to be Io, of course, the moon of Jupiter, with such a complicated geological structure to it. That is going to look really, really cool when volcanism comes in. Saturnine saying Shorty wants to chat and be a good brother and letter. Shorty, do you want to chat? Do you want me to call you, Shorty? Because I can call you and you can have a chat with everyone just for 10 minutes before you have to go back to see to the baby again. You're more than welcome. I did try to call you tonight, but you seem busy, so I didn't want to push it. Didn't want to force you. So while she's coming up with that, so yes, you can see it on the bottom right hand side of it, just above my head here. You can see more of these kind of structures, these surface details that have started to come in. Yes, you do want to chat. Okay, let's try and get hold of Shorty then. It's going to take forever to load something because I wasn't prepared with anything tonight. Like I said, I'm not my usual excited self. I'm absolutely exhausted. Alright, let's see if I remember how to do this. And I've probably muted you. Let's see if it works. And I think I've muted you. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Greetings, Shorty!
Am I live?
You live!
Oh, you did not even give me a chance!
Didn't give me a chance, no. How are you?
Tired.
And how's that?
Just one sec, let me just shut the door. Yeah. Ryan's looking after him, so that's fine. And I'm eating my dinner. This is like the only chance I get, so... Eat my dinner.
So,
anyway.
Chat
Like
away.
Saturn, at least somebody was listening to me. So I kept saying...
No.
I sent like loads of posts like, I want to be online!
I know, but,
no!
but look...
I got 2 minutes free!
Look at the video, look at the video.
Video? What video?
The video I'm playing, have you not seen it?
I don't even know what Elite is.
You've been that far detached, have you, for so long?
I don't know how to dock. Hi, Dobbo.
You've forgotten how to dock. I have to take lessons off.
Yeah, Dobbo's been winding me up, taking advantage of me, my baby brain.
And how's the little commander doing?
Sorry, just drinking some prosecco. Well, he's sleeping right now, so I'm having some wine and some food. And I took Ryan and I said, right, your time. I'm gonna go play.
Oh dear. Well, as long as he's
right,
doing.
Where do we start? I'm sure your friends are like all up to date.
So everyone else has been squeeing frantically for the last 2 or 3 weeks because there has been so much. David has opened his own YouTube channel and has been posting these little sneaky peeks that he's been getting out of the office, which is great. This is one of them that I'm playing back on loop at the moment, showing the absolute seamless transition all the way from the very, very surface right to the orbit level on these things. It's
I was going to swear then, but I realised I'm live. Do not swear, you are live.
It is awesome though. You would have missed...
Awesome. It really is
so cool. Still not finished. There's still more details going into it, but there's just so many cool things coming out. Dobbo's just mentioned that statistic there that the playable area is going to be 10 square AU. So the distance from the sun to the Earth is an AU. That's 10 across. Yeah, that's the surface area of the planets which is going to be opened up. And as you said, that's Yep. That's quite a bit of stuff to go on. I haven't got...
Seriously, it's been like a year.
They have added...
They've
added so much stuff into it, and then in the background, whilst they've been delivering other bits of content for us, of course, they've been secretly working on this to get this ready for the next season. And the same thing again now is, whilst they're working on the content that we're going to see in season 2, so the different planet types and things like that, which are going to come in season 2, they're going to be secretly working on the stuff that's coming into season 3 as well. Which is Techno Gamers are saying, the planets are massive. The planets are 1-to-1 scale. They are absolutely enormous. Oh.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm just going to turn you down just an inch because get a bit of noise.
Am I too loud?
No, it's just a bit of static. I think it's your fan.
Well, it's probably my headphones, so I probably broke them when I was walking out the room, and I still had them attached to my head. But anyway, has it got... No, that's a silly question. That's all right. Baby brain.
So you would have missed... there was a Q&A on Wednesday. Stephen actually just pointed out, actually, David stayed on after work with Ed, and they went through, I think, over 60 questions direct from the community. I've been working with the moderator team to help gather those together, and I say a big thank you to Ian M. Norman for putting that website together, which he literally put that website together in like a couple of hours. Absolutely amazing. He threw it together in a couple of hours, and it's been phenomenal. So thank you to Ian for doing that really, really great work, and it's been great for the community as well. So there should be a link at the bottom. If not, see if I can get another... No. Oh,
I've got to scroll down with my mouse.
Apologies, everyone. I have just clicked the wrong button and closed the chat. I'm not ignoring you. I've just closed the chat. I'm an idiot.
Well, I can't really read the chat and talk to you and eat food and drink prosecco.
Oh, come on! It's, multitasking. That's a male problem. You should have no problem.
Yeah, but I'm more of a bloke than you.
Tomboy. So I guess. Okay, so the web app is down at the moment, but bookmark the link. And then in time for the next Q&A, that will be up on there. But that was a really, really great website. So it's been helping us gather together the questions, and David went through all the questions. First thing he did, obviously, was announce the beta is going to be coming out next week. Can you believe that, Shorty?
I got a mouthful of chicken.
Chicken all over the screen now. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
Randomize 21, yes, that is the new Viper Mark IV. I'm just going to let that play from the start again for you there.
Do you want me to go because I'm eating?
No, that's fine. No, I'm just trying to think of all the things that you've missed. You've missed so much, Mrs. Noodles. Squee.
Oh, everyone's squealing. Is that your fault that's coming about?
I think it might have something to do with me. But yes, look at what we've got though. It's just so cool. David.
I love the buggies. Oh my god, I almost died when I.
Everyone drink. Shorty said buggy.
Drink. Oh, good.
Drinking
okay.
Game. That's it. You've started it off now.
Yeah, I can do
that. Techno Gamer said, how long would it take to get around the planet? And Mike Snoz has quite rightly said they're 1-to-1 scale, so a flipping long time. Yes, you could literally drive around some of these planets for days.
Can you get Chivos?
There probably would be a circumnavigation achievement. Yes, you've
so
completely gone around a single planet. Yeah.
Oh, I would do that. I'm just sad enough that I would do that.
You've got to try it. Oh, yes, Arms Like Noodles. Yes, I did see the friend request. I accepted that straight away. It's all on there. So,
I've probably got loads of friend requests. I haven't seen any of it.
Galactic Surfer. Yes, so that is the Viper Mark IV sneak peek of it there. David likes sneaking these little bits into the videos on there. There was a couple of things. So in his Q&A they showed some actual video footage of the vehicles driving up through a base. You probably missed that, Shorty. damn, I haven't
Can't
got.
you do them?
I haven't got that live video queued up to show you, but it is on YouTube. You can go look it up on Frontier's page if you haven't already
Well,
seen
that
it.
is just not good enough.
I know, it's
man.
terrible, isn't it?
Seriously,
Terrible.
your
What kind of
fans
video-
will be disappointed.
It's ridiculous.
I am
It's
disappointed.
it's just disappointing. But yeah, the so he did this fantastic Q&A session with Ed. So really great news that he was posting out for us, all the things here. But I will say the thing that I was most pleased about that entire Q&A session was the fact that I think it got people to realise that there's humans behind the black box. You know what I mean? It's you get to that point where people just think games companies, you just throw money at them and games come out the other side, and you don't consider the people that are there. I think it was really great to see Ed and David just have a chat on the stream, and they really seemed, you know.
To be honest, David's so clever. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like Data.
He was coming out with some great things that night, actually, and I think the best sneaky peek thing that he dropped. I don't even know if he was supposed to drop it, but someone turned around and said something, because he wasn't answering any questions about the Thargoids. Everyone kept asking things about the Thargoids, and then someone said, "Oh, are there any other species out there other than Thargoids?" And he goes, "Yes." There you go.
Huh? What?
Yes. And I think Ed kind of just sat back in his chair like, "Whoa, okay, there's a reveal for you." It's just like,
Well,
whoa.
it's his game. He can do what he wants.
Oh yeah, true, absolutely. But yeah, it was a nice little.
Seriously?
Yeah, he just dropped the bomb like you know, as you do, you know.
Well, you know, the law of probability does say, you know,
Yeah.
there is a chance of life.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was a nice little sneaky peek. I don't know what they're considering for that, but it's going to get very interesting, I think. Ziara's went, yes, true, dog is a species. That's exactly, see? So he didn't say what kind of things. He didn't say whether it was sentient life. It could be, you know, other forms of creatures out there and stuff. Now, we know that David is really keen.
Dogs flying through space.
Flying dogs. But yeah, I mean, David is really keen on the idea of like taking a hunting party down to a planet full of, you know, wild creatures that would kill you on sight, sort of thing, and having like a oh yes, arms like noodles. You're right. Hang on. Speculation alert. Kerrash is talking about things which may or may not exist, and I cannot confirm or deny. So, in those situations, I have to bring up the speculation alert.
Sorry, how rude. You know that game where there was a dinosaur hunting game years and years ago when I was young?
Yes, I remember that. Ah, yes.
I can't remember what it's called, but oh my god, I just seen your speculation alert. It's pretty good. Anyway, yeah, they should do. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Oh yeah, but
Wow.
see, that's the things which are possible further down the line once they've had time to build out all of the other features and tools and everything that they need to make it happen. And you know, that's why I've always been so keen about the game, is because it's a long-term project. It's not a single kind of here you go, here's the game, boom, and bring out your
That's
usual.
what's good though. It just grows.
I mean, this is why they call them seasons rather than expansion packs. You know, expansion pack would tend to be a few features layered on top of the core features, you know, to kind of expand the game. That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Or with some games, just a few images.
Well, yeah, that kind of thing. When you look at the previous games that they've done, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, the expansion packs for that with the Wet and Wild pack. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot they did that.
Yeah, they did that in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I was
sorry,
playing
hold my
Tycoon
kidney.
the other
Yes,
day.
it's my little sis. Yeah, so they brought out the Wet and Wild pack,
Hello.
and you had to have the base game, and it kind of added new rides and new features and stuff like that. That is what I would consider an expansion pack. When you look at something like what they're planning with the seasons, it's like a whole new set of game mechanics and options available to you. It is a completely new game bolted next to the existing game, so it's suddenly making the game double of what it was. You know what I mean? So I can see why they've gone for that terminology for it.
It also opens up to different types of people. You could just have people that don't want to fly. You could have people who just wants to mine. You can have people who just want to go on a buggy or shoot things.
Buggy! Everybody drink.
Oh no, yay, buggy, get more drink, yay. I'm going to say it again, buggy.
But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Keep saying buggy. We're all going to get drunk.
But yeah, the great thing about it is you can see that all of this stuff will come later down the line, and you can understand why for season 2 they're doing the planets with no atmospheres and no volcanism, because they're the ones that they can do with the content they have available, and they can layer on new additional stuff. So when you get to things like who just says that? Technogamer, yeah, you can have a weird planet with alien dinosaurs on or something like that. It's entirely possible that there could be non-sentient life forms out there on these planets. And this is one of the reasons why they're going to need to push out those atmospheric worlds and the worlds with potentially complex life on, because, you know, the water worlds and the Earth-likes and all that kind of thing, they need to build all that content up. So they're phasing it.
I guess, and knowing David, most definitely, he's making it as accurate as science is telling it is now. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. yeah, and that's exactly what they're aiming for. Is they're going for this perfect one-to-one scale version of the galaxy with all of the details in, and that's going to take time to do. You can't just go boom planets, because if they brought out Earth-likes tomorrow and they were all jungle worlds with no creatures in, everyone would be like, oh, these are crap. Well, you know what? What do you do on them? What's the point? There has to be something to do, and this was why the landing on planets was delayed. It wasn't part of the initial Kickstarter. It was always intended to be an expansion, or some additional content on top of the existing game. It was because they knew that, I mean, David said from the very start he didn't want to do planet landing like it was in Frontier 2, where it was you kind of dock at a couple of ports, you have an interesting looking city, but there was nothing much new you could really do with that. So,
but to be honest, with the technology he had available, it was fantastic. It's almost like he's putting himself down and saying, well, it could have been better. I can imagine him going, no, well, I could have tried harder with the second one. I can imagine that with him.
So, hang on, a couple of questions.
Shorty loves to get her brother drunk. Buggy! Buggy!
For the mug!
Buggy! Everyone type Buggy! Everyone, come on!
So I'm going to read some questions before I can't speak anymore. KJ Crow saying, Elite Dangerous Wet and Wild, we get the Moray Starboat then? Yeah, maybe, see that? Maybe that's why we got delayed. We need those water worlds before it makes sense to have the Moray Starboat. Hold my kidney. No, Chris, sorry, no, we didn't do any fireworks or anything together. It's just been too wet and miserable here. Red Zyra, same old question. Who are these people? Well, there's a lot of people that didn't realise Elite was getting remade, and people that are new to the game entirely, so they don't know these answers. Dobos. Oh, yes, I remember this. Let's see if I can get this up on the screen for everyone. This was a hint, a sneaky peek that David did way back in the Kickstarter. So I'm going to put that up on there.
When was the Kickstarter?
Like 3 years ago. Can you believe that?
Bloody hell.
3 years ago. So this is some tech from over 3 years ago that the guys worked on to show that they can do these fully three-dimensional...
One sec. Buggy!
Buggy! Everybody drink!
Well done, guys. Sorry, carry on.
So this is showing some of the cloud technology that they had 3 years ago, that they could do these animated three-dimensional volumetric clouds.
I remember that video.
Yeah, and that was just one quick sneaky peek of what they could do. And that's very much going to be useful for, obviously, the Earth-likes, the gas worlds, the gas giants, when you can get down and finally scoop some fuel from the gas giants. Vonatar, greetings. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. So much to talk about. Shorty's missed it all. She's been unplugged from Elite from about 9 months. It's almost like she had a baby or something.
Really? Oh, I love that. ZR's Zone says, this is God speaking. You should edit that video and put a beard on David.
Well, I did feel I was kind of in the corner. I was like, oh, it's... Oh dear. Alright, so let's go ahead and get myself lined up for docking. That's it.
Put some mayonnaise on my food.
There we go.
Yes, they are
amazing
clouds.
Yeah, they were cool. I mean, that was 3 years ago. That was an example of what they could do with procedural gen tech back then, using the compute shaders and all on the GPU to make these really cool real-time three-dimensional clouds and things like that. You can imagine flying through them. They looked absolutely awesome. And in Technogamer, so they get Buggy. We're going to get completely smashed.
Buggy.
Oh, Shanray's asked a good question there. Can we speculate on what the Imperial Cutter and the Corvette will be other than big? Well, I think the reason why...
Big.
For what? They're just huge. They're bigger than big. So you might not have seen any of the pictures or anything of this Shorty. I think we've talked about it a couple of streams back. But the Federal Corvette is going to be bigger than the Anaconda. It's going to be the biggest playable ship in the game. That's coming in next week. We're going to have in the beta to play with it. I'm speculating, I'm guessing it's going to be about 250 million base cost. I think it's going to be damn expensive. Because I think the base cost of the Anaconda is something around the 100 and something million mark, I think it is. He says as he plows his into the size of a station.
I have no money on that game. It's so pathetic. Saturn says, what is in your mug?
What is in my mug? Jack D's and Coke.
Is it?
Oh, I love
Really?
I love the honey Jack D's. I love it.
I got some Disaronno.
All gone now.
Didn't you get some Disaronno?
Yes, we
my
did.
birthday.
For your birthday. Yes. There we go. XRG's
Yeah,
quite
not a
rightly
good skull.
pointed out the newsletter is here. So now I've docked, I'm going to go ahead and get myself into this hangar. See, one thing...
Oh, I forgot you were actually playing. I
actually
thought we were
playing.
talking crap.
Yeah.
Crap, mine.
Yes.
Good crap.
So yeah, the newsletter 98 dropped today. We've got all the roundup of the stuff that we've been talking about, so we'll cover that in there. Obviously, the biggest news is 1.5 is going to be available for us next week. In beta, that is. I must say beta. Calm down, Crash, calm down. And yes, and 2.0 arriving 2 weeks after that. We're going to be flying around in the beta. So yeah, if you haven't already pre-ordered it, now is your chance to pre-order the beta. You can play with it in literally a couple of weeks, and go ahead and use the links below. So that was a good thing as well, Shorty. You didn't catch up on that. I've been invited into the Pioneer program, so those links below will help with the stream as well. So awesome, thank you. If you do buy skins or anything using those links, nice one. Right on, Commandos.
Plug.
Not only that, but it does actually it does help the team, obviously, because they.
Sorry,
What's
something really important. Garzini says Disaronno is awesome in coffee. Nice. Sorry, carry on.
So yeah, so we'll yes, beta dates announced. Yes, we've covered that already. I think we can happily skip along. So yeah, so the week commencing the 9th. That really is next week. Yeah, believe it or not.
Yep.
And as we were just saying, the Imperial Cutter and the Corvette, I believe they're going to be two similar ships to kind of, you know, give something to both sides. I would love to see an Alliance ship. I know lots of people would like an Alliance ship. And of course we've got the Keel back as well, which is an interesting sounding ship that lots of people are speculating because it has that kind of
Speculation!
name, which is speculation, yes, quick speculation alert! That maybe it has something to do with being better for water worlds and things like that. You know, of course we're not going to be seeing the water worlds. See, Rat King there, Buggy. I need to open my other link now because I.
Johnny, sorry, Kerrash. Techno Gamer says, what's better, Corvette or Cutter?
I think the Corvette is going to be bigger and more capable. I think the Cutter is it's probably going to be the biggest of the Imperial ships, but I don't know if it's going to be as big and powerful as the Federal ships. Now, that's not to say that, you know, one is going to be better than the other because they want to favour one side over the other. When you look at all of the ships, even the capital ships, like the Imperial capital ship and the Federal capital ship, obviously the Federation are very much warlike and, you know, big, powerful, massive ships. That's what they're about. And the Empire have always been making these really sleek, cool-looking ships. That's very much their culture. That's the difference.
Sexy.
So yes, exactly. I really need to buy some more Imperial ships.
I need to go for 5 seconds because Leon's crying.
No problem.
Commander Leon is crying.
If you need to head off, that's fine.
No, I'll be back in a sec. I'll just see if Ryan's okay. That was all.
Okay, yeah.
Bear with me a sec, guys.
Give me a
One
ping
sec.
on Skype in a minute. So we've lost Shorty for a second on there. Mech Shadow Beast, yes, the Asp Scout as well. So many new ships coming into 1.5. Of course, that is the headline feature of 1.5 is ships. So there's a lot of new, not just ships, but features added into ships. The fact that we're going to have the bigger vessels like the Anaconda are going to be able to launch smaller fighter ships as well. That's one of the cool things I want to try out straight away. The Viper Mark IV, the Cobra Mark IV, yes, that's absolutely Max Ursa. Lots and lots of new ships coming into the beta next week, which are going to be really, really great fun to play. Crazy how much stuff is coming in, and I really want to know if we can have more than one ship inside the really big ships, or whether there's just one launch bay. Speculation alert! But we'll see. It's only a week longer to guess, so we don't need to guess. Snake Man PNC, don't worry. I think a lot of us are in the Panther Clipper fan club. I am an absolute massive fan of the Panther Clipper. I love that ship. That was always the trophy ship to get in the earlier games, and I really want to see it back. I can understand why it's not coming in yet. I know it's kind of, they mentioned this idea of this backbone, these slots on the ship scale of what you buy, and the guys are kind of filling in the ones that make sense at the moment. So until that hierarchy of ships is filled in, and there's one for every role and for every kind of budget for players, we're not going to start seeing the bigger, really, really crazy ships. I can imagine the Panther Clipper, or at least I like the idea of it being a ship which is exclusively needs to land on, say, a huge landing pad which you only get on surface bases. So there's another scale to the hierarchy, for example. So it would kind of make sense that the Frontier would hold off on releasing that until the whole player base has got to that side of thing where they need another target to jump to. I think that kind of makes sense, so I can understand it. But I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Game with Ian in 1.5, can we launch smaller ships from Anaconda? I believe that is one of the key features which is going to come in. If you go back to the Xbox One launch trailer, that was one of the features that they talked about. Shorty's back. How you doing?
Ping!
Okay. Little one.
Buggy!
Okay. Buggy! Everybody drink!
Buggy! Are you drinking every single time?
Yeah. I'm not going to get through the newsletter this way. Stephen Usher just said Russian doll ships. Yes, absolutely. I agree with what Fiery Toad says. I want to put my Sidewinder in my Anaconda so I can fly my Anaconda into orbit, get out into the Sidewinder, fly it to the surface, and then get out in the bugger and drive across. I want to do exactly that and meet up with him on the other side of the planet because we can. Because it's just part of it.
Because we can. Sorry, I sound like a monkey then. If you're landing on planets that I've not even seen any of it, is it possible to enter the atmosphere badly and explode?
Yes. Well, there's no atmosphere, so you won't burn up in the atmosphere. Those kind of planets aren't coming until later. Nearly gave something away then.
Speculation.
Speculation. Yeah, I think it absolutely will. But what they did mention was that if you go vertically down too fast for your thrusters to compensate for the gravity, then you will just slam into the surface and you're screwed. So we can go for the list. Let's see if we can. Anyone remember? Anyone? There we go. Yes, the real manual. Yeah, and I'm a fan of that club as well. Let me get it on the screen. There we go. The Lifter Fan Club.
Was that the old school manual then?
Absolutely. Love it. So yeah, there's quite a few good ones in there. Yes, Hold My Kidney. Yes, Merlin. Oh, I'm not sure if that one's listed in here or not. Was it? No, I think that was in the first, wasn't it? Damn.
I've just seen the book.
Transport.
I've got a bit of a delay on the video. Oh my god! Wow, that takes me back.
Do you remember those? You remember those? The Lifter,
Did that
absolutely.
say it? Oh, I thought that said Leon then.
Yeah, I love the idea of the lifters in it. I mean, even if they are a completely useless ship that players can't fly and they're just part of the background, I think that would be fantastic. Just seeing little NPC lifters going off from one part of the base to the other, taking cargo back and forth. I think that would be fantastic. I'd love to see something like that. But of course... Oh, you've gone quiet. I've lost you. Oh, I've lost...
Hello?
Oh, there you are. There you go.
Sorry, I was pressing the button. You could have the random ones in the background that crash and, explode. That'd be fun. I quite like things exploding, don't I?
Well,
Yes, I can see myself exploding in the atmosphere somehow.
Sniper 450, greetings! Glad that you managed to tune in. Yeah, we're just having a bit of a nostalgia trip. We've got the original manual and we're just looking at all the other ships that they can do. You know, because there are some new ships coming in the beta next week, which are going to be really awesome to see. But this is the great thing, there's such a rich history to the game that they could eventually, once they've got more time and the other features have been completed, they can start to add in so many ships from the back history of the game, which is really, really awesome.
That'd be really cool.
So yes, we've got the sneaky peek video. I want to play it again. Now you missed this, Shorty, actually, the settlements deep dive. So David and Ed showed off some of the footage of driving up into the bases. The base has got these ramps so that you can, like, exit and entry ramps. You can drive up into them.
What?
Yeah, actually, physically, you know, driving up to your ship.
You've got video.
There might be some video. I can let me try and find you some video. So this is the thing, everyone. You know.
Sorry. I'll let our fans do it because they're really good at that. They post things really quickly. Show us a video.
If anyone's got the video from the footage earlier on this week, that would be great actually, and I'll try and get that on the screen really quickly. But yeah, the deep dive was wonderful. I mean, it was great that David answered as many questions as he possibly could. But then the sneaking at the content which is coming through as well. It's just it's so exciting. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, it was very much squee.
You're really sad.
There we go.
But I like
thank
it.
you. I think Gaming with the End has
Gaming
found it for
with the
me. Thank you very much. So that's the SRV to the rescue. So this
Sorry,
was.
I'm not going to listen to you now because I want to watch it.
Oh well, I just won't put it on the screen then. If you're not going to listen to me, it
Oh
may.
my god, that is so sexy.
What's that?
Wow.
Oh, you're watching the video yourself. I was going to play it on the screen for you. So I think everyone's seen it actually.
Oh, everyone except you,
Everyone's seen
Shorty,
it.
because you're
Everyone's
so
seen it. Everyone's
behind.
seen it, yeah. Polo
Oh my
Mint,
God, that is
greetings! Thank you for tuning
awesome.
in. The original novella is the best. Yes, yeah, we've got the. Let me see which other ones have I got up here. I've got the Gazetteer, like the old Gazetteer. Got all the sets there, which is really cool.
Oh, you see the dust. There
The
was
dust
dust.
kicking up, yeah.
Wow.
Some really, really cool stuff coming in on that.
That is amazing. Thanks, Gaming with the End. That's awesome.
So yeah, so that was some of the stuff that David showed. Now, if back on the screen at the moment, there was some video footage of this, which you have to check out. You have to check out.
But me? You talking to
Yes,
me?
you. Yes. You have to catch up.
Not what it's like to have a baby.
No, I
Seriously.
haven't. I'm just kind of poking fun at you now because I told you so. I told you. But yeah, we had this sneaky peek. It was nice to see. You can see up in the screenshot up there. You can see there was a Federal Corvette taking off. Just there, you can see it taking off from the landing pad. But they are active starports, so they are doing exactly what you'd see in the big stations as well. You know, taking off from the pads. You can drive around them whilst they're doing that and all that kind of stuff. Probably get a pretty heavy fine if you tried to jump onto the pads whilst those ships were taking off. You can imagine so much fun to be had with that. I can imagine that's going to be. Taru's, have I seen the voting for the station game? Yes, I did see that briefly this afternoon. So yeah, I know a load of people took part in the. Let me see if I can get back on the screen now. Took part in the. Oh, sorry, I've already cleared the transaction. There was a community goal to build a new station, which was blitzed through in a couple of days, and then a second one set up, and then another one, and another one. They just finished the mining one, which I took part in last week, delivered nearly 1,000 tons of palladium I got on there, so yes,
I love that. I love
top
that
5.
you can still work together if you want to, or
I love that.
if you can't be bored, screw 'em sort of thing. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. It was nice to see everyone band together to have it, and you don't even know where the station's going, do you, Shorty?
Nope.
Terrible.
No idea.
Terrible. So yeah, so the station is going to be placed somewhere in the Pleiades system, the Pleiades Nebula, which is really awesome because it's, first of all, it's just going to look really sweet to be inside that station and have the nebula gases around it and look back. But of course, it's about 400 light years away from Sol as well, so it's a nice starting point for explorers who want to go out and see some of the areas around there. So it's going to be somewhere in this region around the nebula there. Nebula's kind of... It's unfortunate because this distance, it's kind of dim, but when you get closer to it and some of the adjoining stars, it looks really, really spectacular. XLG, thank you. You've just put the link up in there of David driving through the base. So let's try and get this up on screen.
Ooh. I'm looking.
Okay, I'm gonna play it on the. I'm gonna play it on the stream for you now, anyway.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Yeah, but there's a delay.
There's a delay. You have to wait.
It's not easy trying to like read the chat. Look at everything.
I know. Thank you very much, XLG.
Oh,
Oh, there we go. I haven't lost you. Or did you?
Thank you for my top up of alcoholic beverages. Thank you, Ryan.
So we can see
Yay.
this is actually David driving around himself in the buggy. Drink, everybody drink.
Is it David doing it? Why is it if David does it, it's like always 10 times better? Oh my god, he did it!
Well, he said he was frustrated because he wanted to show some of the cool stuff off, and when he got in the vehicle and drove around, all of the ships have left, so it was quiet. There was nothing going on. But yeah, this shows some of the details.
I just seen oh, never mind. Just never mind. Something
Too
flying.
much,
That was it. That's the word. I've had too much alcohol now.
But no, it was great to see the
flying. It was fantastic. What was that?
in that thing there. So it might have been the anaconda. There was an anaconda in the background taken off. On the newsletter, on this side, we've got the Federal Corvette taking off there. But I just love the detail they got, like the mist from the lights and things like that. Such, lovingly crafted sort of scenarios we're seeing here. But the great thing about these stations that people forget is they're all procedurally generated, so every single one is going to look different, and it's going to have different numbers of pads and different buildings and different purposes. Some of them are mining bases, some of them are prison colonies and things like that. Really, really cool. ZR's1 is saying it would be great to have a 3-axis compass on the ship HUD, just like the one on the buggy, oriented to the galactic centre. That would be an interesting thing. I mean, this is the great thing about the content that the guys are working on, is they can, if something works well, they can layer it back in. I'm hoping that the line of sight target loss system that was introduced in CQC makes it into Horizons, because, I mean, particularly on the surface, that makes a lot more sense, that you can, hide behind a big wall of a crater or something like that and lose target lock, jump into it and that kind of stuff.
What, they think of everything. That's so amazing. Who's that, Mike?
Mike Snars.
SNOS?
Mike Snars. Ignore him.
Snars, sorry. I'm getting drunk. He says I'm nicer than you. Buggy!
See, he's just showing off because he got to go down to Frontier and deliver the mug to them. Let's see. Let's see. No, that was really, really awesome, though.
Dobbo loves me. Dobbo wants to meet me. Sorry, I'm too short to go to any of the meetings. There's a height limit that Dave's set. Sorry, back to the game.
Oh dear. Racking asking, ooh, you're making slow progress on the unknown artifacts, and there's something that's going to happen in Horizons. Ooh. So you're thinking of taking the unknown artifact to the bases, perhaps? I can neither confirm nor deny.
Why do you do this? He even does it with me. He doesn't tell me anything. It's so annoying. It's just like, I can't say anything. Sorry, for damn sake.
My NDA is staring at me.
It's so annoying. Well, it says something that you don't even tell me.
Smintily, yes. I should have put the speculation alert on for the line of sight. I'm not saying it's going to be in the game. No. I don't know. But yeah, so one of the things that I really want to touch on is, I think Michael mentioned it in his dev update this week, and he's saying about these different bases have different purposes, and there were some really subtle little things in there that people might have missed. So I want to point it out, and again, speculation alert. I'm not saying what or when or why. But
I love the speculation. It's fantastic.
He mentioned the idea that different ports and settlements will have different purposes. So, for example, you could have something like a prison break, and the new mission system will feed into that. So you might have a mission to do a prison break. So you could go in there and get people out of there. No mention as to how you would get people out, though. But I'm just going to say right away, if you go back a little bit and listen to some of the stuff, every time someone asked about the cargo capacity of the buggies, everyone drink.
Buggy! Yay!
They mentioned it's 2 tons of cargo space it can carry, but several subtle little hints about you can carry other things in the SRVs.
Speculation.
It's very much speculation alert. But of course, you've got prison breaks. I mean, you know, those prisoners have to go somewhere. So,
yeah, but seriously, he just puts everything in that you speculate anyway. It just constantly grows. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Shan, right? Yeah, I mean, it might be prisoners frozen in cargo canisters and you pick them up or something like that. But we don't know. I mean,
that
Frontier
sounds very Star Trek-y.
Well, yeah. But I mean, Frontier have teased at the character creation, and I know the guys want to do there's many cool things as they possibly can. So if there's Psycho Cow, greetings!
Psycho
Nice to see you.
Cow,
Mug!
I'm not saying you're a mug, Psycho Cow. I'm just saying
for the mug.
I associate you with mug. I want a potato cow. I really want a potato cow. Can I have one for my birthday, please?
Oh, we're gonna have to get little plushy potato cows. I would so buy that merch.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, but anyway, back on before we digress too much. Yes, Maxerus is bringing me back on topic. Yes, naughty Crash, pay attention. There's also been mention of
sorry,
new...
am I distracted?
No,
Shall I go?
That's fine. It's fine. New types of economies of the surface bases as well. So we don't know what they are going to be yet. It sounds really, really interesting though, and like I said, I think the good thing about it is like I can speculate these things because I don't know all of the answers, but I'm usually pretty good, pretty close to the money because I know what I want it to be in there and what they want to be in there, so I can get pretty close. I do know some things, but you know. Yes, Noz, it is nice to have all of my top fans here. But yeah, so some of the little details they were talking about, and the fact that you can work together in a wing. You can have, say, I'm flying over in my Anaconda, but I can't get close because they've got big anti-air weaponry taking out big ships. So, say for example, you might sneak in under the radar in the buggy, and take out the power generators and things like that, and then you notice that different sections of the base will start to go dark, all the lights will go off, takes out the shield generators and the weapons and things like that. I could then come in with some torpedoes, bomb the area of the base you're trying to get into, and then you can drive up into them and jump over the rubble in the walls and things like that and do the prison break and stuff. So many really, really cool things. Even doing things like taking out the control towers for the skimmers, so all the skimmers drop out of the air, and then suddenly the buggies can get closer again. Buggies!
Buggy! Oh god, I'm gonna get so drunk, John. I can't. I'm not drunk in about a year. I'm already almost swearing.
Well,
I can't get my words out.
We have the mature rating on it. It's fine. It's fine. Gaming with the End, you are already more than a top fan. You are also Gaming with the End, so don't worry. What other things are gonna? Yeah, just so much crazy is going to come in, and you can see that they really are trying to layer the features on so everything works together. And Michael did say that if you wanted to completely solo a base assault, you could do that. It would be slower, obviously. It'd be more difficult to do yourself. But
if you couldn't have anyone, you can do it.
That is a key tenet. That's something that the guys are always trying to do when they're balancing out the game and trying to make it fun. Is they're trying to make it so every mode is just as viable as the other ones. If you want to play solo, private group, or open, it doesn't matter. Every way you play it, the game is balanced so that it will be possible to do what you want to do, and that's something they really want to get right. They don't want to exclude anyone who wants to play it any way they want to do it, and that's something we come up last week. The idea blaze your own trail. It's not about shooting people or exploring as you're blazing your trail across the galaxy. No, it's about finding something cool that you like to do and the way that you like to do it, and just damn well doing it that way. That's what it's about. So that is the key driving goal behind the game. So it's great that they're considering
it's
that.
so adaptable, and it just always gets, every time I catch up, which is not very often now, it's just like, they've done that, they've done what, how did they do that, how did they afford that, when?
So many features. And the best thing, I was talking to Mikey earlier on, and it was so fantastic. I mean, he's kind of seeing these features as they're getting on, and it's like, so he's saying to me, I mean, bear in mind he's 8, so he's like, so they got a space game, and now they've got a car in a shooty game, and they've put it together, and it's like the 2 best games ever in one game. And then he said, and then they're gonna have jumping around with shooting with guns as well, and there's gonna be like all the most epic games ever all in one game. He's I'm listening. It's like, you know, it's like if someone an 8-year-old can see where it's going and what it's going to be like when it all comes together, I think, you know, I hope that.
Well, he's not just any 8-year-old. He's
Yeah,
your son.
Bless him.
He's gonna like it.
But
So, all I said was burned my ass. What's that?
Oh, Psycho Cow's talking about blazing his own trail, and he did that once, burned his arse.
You make me laugh, mate.
Oh, he's gonna, yes.
Perhaps I should read it properly. Go say it out loud.
There we go.
Sorry, carry on.
Yes. So, as we were saying, we recapped the Horizons live stream. I'm really excited for this next one as well. So next week on the 10th, Sandro Samarco is going to be joining in for a live Q&A. Sandro is the guy, if you want to know anything about the design, you know, like the features behind the game that you're really interested in, you know, why certain thing is balanced the way it is and that sort of stuff, he's the guy you need to ask. So like I said, get those questions in. I think I've still got the link in the chat there. I'm going to spam this for a second. Take note of that. I think it's down at the moment, but take a bookmark of that website, and the moderators as a group will open that back up. Again, thank you, Ian. Great tool. And then you can go and put your questions in there for Sandro. Definitely easier than a live chat going crazy. Rhea saying buggy! Everybody drink
Buggy! Oh God, thank you.
So yes, so that's coming 7 PM next week, next Tuesday on the 10th. Ed is going to be doing a Q&A session with Sandra, and that's going to be really, really cool. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, the Q&A session with David this week was absolutely fantastic, because I think instead of focusing on getting the content out there and just showing these videos and trying to show off what they're doing, it was really nice to see them just be human and answer questions in chat and talk to us. It was just fantastic. I think it was a really, really good live stream. So hats off to the guys for that. It was really, really cool. And you know, the stuff that Ed's been doing. I mean, the educating Ed yesterday. You missed this as well, didn't you, Shorty? So Ed got out there with the.
I missed everything. It's pretty much just say I missed everything.
You missed it all. You missed it all. A year's worth of content. We're nearly. Can you believe that the premiere was over a year ago? The premiere party. How mad was that? How mad? Oh.
Crazy.
I can't believe that. Did that really happen? Was I really on stage launching the game with the guys?
That was brilliant. It was just like, oh look, that's my brother.
How did I go from being just a fan of this to doing that? It was. I'll never know. It was just mad.
I know. It's amazing. Everyone's been so kind, and
it's
brilliant. I can't believe they've done it all for you. And they couldn't have picked a better person because you're just so passionate about the game. Scout says Braben for Prime Minister.
Game with Ian. He is an awesome bloke. Yes. Yes. Have you not met him?
Oh, sorry, you read the same.
If you're in the UK, we're going to have to arrange to get you to Frontier, just so you can.
Oh, is Ian not in the
I don't
UK?
know. I'm not sure. No, you're in
Would
Oz,
you
aren't
like
you?
to share that with us,
yeah.
Gaming with Ian?
No, yeah, no, that is the tricky thing, isn't it? It's quite a distance to travel, but damn.
What? Sorry, where did he live? Was that? Sorry.
Other side of the planet. So we need to invent Super Cruise for him.
Okay, that is always. I was seriously going, where? Saturn says, the internet is a great place to watch everything you missed. Thank you for that. I'm sure I'll fit that into my schedule. Happy birthday, by the way.
Millstone Barn is asking the question. Oh, do I think that the 1.5 beta will be before or after Sandra's Q&A on the 10th? I will.
Speculation.
Yeah. I'll say sometime that day, maybe. Hopefully,
maybe
fingers
not,
crossed. Maybe ready for
maybe so.
in the morning. I'd say that they would want it to be live. I mean, for the Q&A, they're not going to need the game to be live. because they'll probably just be answering questions, maybe showing some video content, so they won't need the game to be live. They might do it during that Q&A session so that we can all go and watch the Q&A whilst we're downloading the update. So that's probably the most likely thing that's going to happen now, which is good. I mean, like I said, they are considering the fact that we are desperate for more Elite content, so when we can't play the game, we want to know what's going on. So,
Did you put your speculation banner up, John?
I did, absolutely did that.
Yay! I was just seen it flash on the screen.
AD123 UK. Now, David said that it was the week of the 9th, so not necessarily Monday, but they're aiming to get it out on the week of the 9th. So there may be a little bit of delay. I mean, he did say that with development, there's always possibility of delays and things going wrong. So, you know.
Well, to be fair, they managed to keep it as best as they can do. They don't take the mick, and there's always a good reason if they are a little bit behind.
And they've been really careful to not announce the beta dates until right up close to when the beta's coming out, because they wanted to be absolutely damn sure that it was all up and running. And like I said, right from the very start of this stream tonight, seeing that they're putting out videos showing some of the really fine visual effect details that they're putting into the current build, for me that shows that they are very, very close to release, because usually when you're building up a game, you don't add features at that level of fidelity and detail until you've done everything else. You tend to, what in the industry they say, grey box it. You make big chunky versions of things first with no texture detail, no fine polygon detail, anything like that, and then you kind of layer and incrementally add features on, and in those last few weeks of crunch time, all of the work from different departments all comes together, and it starts to look really, really cool. So I think they are very much ready for the beta to happen. So Thirsty Badger, yes, I will put the sneaky peek back up in a second. I want to get through the newsletter really quickly before we digress. So yes, so Ed was working with the Elite Secret Service yesterday, which was really, really fun. So Ed started this, in case you missed it, Shorty, this Educating Ed.
What do you mean, in case I missed it?
Okay, so you did miss it. Yes, and he's been doing these great set of streams where he's been getting together with the different groups and communities out there, and he's going to be getting with the Elite Racers on November the 12th. Again, that's next week, to do his next Educating Ed section. So definitely try and catch that if you can. It's great that I think. Hats off to the community team. They have really been knocking it out of the park these last few weeks. There's been so much more video content, so much more interaction on all of the social media channels. They really, really have been doing a great job of that. So kudos to Ed, Zach, and all the rest of the community team out there. They've been doing a really, really good job. Trigger Jack, Elite Dangerous Beta, and Fallout 4 at the same time. Oh my! No, I will admit, I love my games. I do play lots of other games. I know I only ever stream Elite because I don't get much time to play otherwise.
Do you play other games now?
I do play other games. In fact, I may even play a different game tonight. If everyone wants to stick around after the normal time, then I might do a little bit of a after hours with Crash Unplugged. And I might play something else just to prove I do play other games.
I like that.
I'm really looking forward to Fallout 4 as well. So yeah.
I seen a video of it, not a video, I seen it on telly and I thought, oh my god, I still haven't played the one that the Kerrash gave me, because you gave me a disc, didn't you?
Oh yes,
the Fallout, was
the
it
Fallout,
Fallout 3 or something?
Yeah, for you to try
I
it.
still haven't played that. Did you want that back? That was like a year ago.
That's okay.
Oops.
I'll play that. Saturnine asking, am I currently working for a game company? No, unfortunately. I have been a hobbyist games developer for many years, starting off on the old Specky. Where's my Specky? I can't reach my Specky. My Specky's tucked away. I do have a Specky here somewhere. I can reach my... Oh,
do you remember that game that you invented called Mr. Butt?
Nostalgia alert! Oh god, yes. I've still got the folders around here with all the art and stuff like that.
Oh, let's have a look at that.
Old,
I bet you wish you could do it for them.
Do you remember this is how you create sprites. See, back in the day, look, you've got to calculate the binary position of everything to make sprites in like 8-byte chunks. See, that's how you develop games. I've still got all of this stuff here. So I'm not working for a games company at the moment. I did have the opportunity to work at Frontier. Unfortunately, I had to say no. But yeah, they have been really good to me anyway. So I don't.
It's sad. I wish you could have worked for them, but That's
I would
just the
love
way
to,
it is.
but I've had plenty
But
of opportunities
they've
with them anyway.
let you do so many things and taken them on adventures and everything.
Wobbly RAM pack, Stephen Usher. Yes, I've got the RAM pack down here as well, actually. I dare not plug it in case I have those problems. Mech Shadow Beast, you're absolutely right, yes. A couple of months back I did play GTA 5 with Kate Russell and Mad Dog and Fiery Toad and a few, Bubble and a few of the
Oh,
other
did
guys.
you?
Yeah, and I just kind of got my character completely, totally drunk.
I just seen the binary then. Wow. And you've kept it all those years.
Yes.
Wow.
I love that name, Nofec in idea. Love that name. Gotta be careful how I say that, particularly after I've drunk a few times. Do I have a
It's not why I
DeLorean
did
too?
think that out.
I have a Lego DeLorean. That's about the only thing I can afford. But I would just love a real DeLorean. I'm a big Back to the Future geek as well. But yes, anyway, so yes, as we mentioned earlier on as well in the newsletter, we've got the Name That Station. So we've smashed the community goal. So right on to everyone who joined that. Like I said, I mined about 1,000 tons of palladium. Oh, but it was actually good fun.
Buggy!
Bugger! So I think when you do get a chance to play a little more again, Shorty, you definitely should try and get into mining because it is very, very good now.
That's what I was starting to do. And then I just felt really sick.
Oh,
I couldn't do anything.
yeah, I know, getting the motion sickness and everything. But
I'm gonna have to get a duster on my joystick. Seriously.
but yes, but now we've smashed that community goal between us. You can put your names forth to suggest a name for the station. Let's see if we can get that list up on the screen for you.
It'd be rude.
I imagine that would.
Really rude.
I imagine that would get no. So yeah, so we've got the 15 options there. Hopefully that's readable for everyone. I'll leave that up on the screen there for these. These are the options which are available for the station names when it goes out there. I don't know which one.
Have you posted a thingy? Have you?
I haven't voted yet. I haven't had a chance to vote. I was.
Do they let you Is there like an options, or can you just make one up?
No, so the options have been posted up in there. There's 15 different options for the name of station, and those are the ones on the screen there. Oh yes, Sagan's Vision. I like that one. Carl Sagan. Yes, that's a good one. I'll have to get on that and have a look at that. Yeah, so I mean that was Seven Sisters. Maxer said that's a good one actually. Pleiades Nebula, Seven Sisters. Yeah.
Sounds it sounds spacey as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean that's what it is. I mean the Pleiades Nebula is actually the 7 stars in there called for the Seven Sisters. So it's fitting, very very fitting. Let's see.
Oh dear. I
You
think
have
I'm
to shoot.
gonna have to go. I'm
You do.
afraid.
Okay, I can
crying.
hear him in the background. But it was wonderful to have you on.
Can
I know
you?
it's yeah, I could just about hear him. Well,
Oh, sorry guys.
that's no problem. That's no problem. It's great to have you on, even for as long as that was nearly an hour anyway. So
I know.
You know,
I can't believe it.
an hour.
I've had an hour of free life.
Shorty has a code brown. Code brown. Yes.
No, it's more like yellowy brown, Ian.
Well, very.
Anyway, let's not get.
Yes, no, we're gonna. So thank you very much, and we will catch up again soon. So everybody say goodbye, Shorty. Bye, Shorty.
Sorry I had to go so sudden, guys, but it's nice to get to hear read everyone's comments. So, but have fun, dude.
Yes, we'll do.
Don't get
we'll
too
do.
drunk.
I'll try not to.
Actually, yes, everyone keep typing buggy. Get my buggy drunk. Buggy!
Alright, yeah.
So, bye everyone.
Say again.
I'll go now, okay?
Bye.
Bye!
Shorty. That was good to hear from Shorty. And we really need to get through the newsletter. I've not played at all. This is a relatively short newsletter compared to some of the things that we've had over the last couple of weeks, but still, I've just not had a chance to get through it all. It's just crazy. Buggy, 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 buggy. Everyone's saying buggy. You realise you want to drink at the same time. It's only fair. Multiple buggies. So back onto the newsletter. So comms chatter, yes, I am really pleased to see this up in here. So congrats to Chris on getting this up on here. He started a Patreon to bring more episodes of Escape Velocity in. If you haven't already listen to Escape Velocity. OMG, go and listen to the first seasons. And it's great to see that it's going to be coming back. There's going to be some more. It's really, really awesome. Chris has done some fantastic work on all of the audio books for the Elite Dangerous novels as well. So it's well worth checking out. Some really, really good work. And as you can see, there's going to be a 12-hour live stream to celebrate. It's going to be crazy. So if you do have the time, please join in and support Chris on that. He does some fantastic work with the audio. So hats off to him. If he's still in the chat. And I've got to, let me see if I can get this comic loaded up. I love this. This very much sums up how the year has been for a lot of people. I can't believe it's been a year since the game's come out. Here we go. So I've been playing this online space sim called Elite Dangerous for months now through my magic game portal. It's a huge open universe where you get to be a spaceship commander, fight and explore and trade across space. Red leader standing by. The game universe has complicated political battle going on. Players can influence this by choosing sides. So I chose to side with the independent and peaceful powers. I wanted to help build the utopia. Our enemies were the greedy capitalist federation, the cruel oppressive empire. I'm just on my own path, man. But then, developers updated the game and added faces to the different powers. I have had blue hair. Tee-hee-hee. Building the utopia will be hard work. Brilliant. I love it. I think that just about sums up exactly what happens as soon as they added in characters into the power play elements. Everyone's just like, pick the prettiest one, which is unfortunate. I will say, so I said no. I picked Harissa because I read through all of the information about the various powers in there, and I liked the idea of what Harissa stood for as the law and order. So, Parliament, what am I drinking at the moment? I've run out of JDs and Coke, but I've got the energy drink to keep me awake. Like I said, I was working at like 2 a.m. So I'm a little bit wired, but. Stephen Asher, sorry, I just noticed that the SRV is squee rather ferociously. Sorry, yes, the artist on that comic. Let me see if I can get the name up on there. Apologise. Where's the byline? Where's the byline? Do apologise. I do want to attribute who that was from. No, I can't. Rory's Comics. That was on the shareyourvulnerability.tumblr.com. So that is in the newsletter if you do want to find out some more of the comics that were done there. Oh, hold my kidney, you're losing video. Yeah, sorry, try refreshing. It may be the transcoding or something's playing up. Yes, sorry, Chris. Yeah, Shorty did have to leave, unfortunately. A brown alert. So moving on with the newsletter. So Commander RK Maze, I hope that's how you say that, has created this awesome custom control panel. Again, this is the things I love seeing out of the community, these fantastic creations of people. Commander Karav has put up this great image of the asteroid field. And I had noticed again, because I know a lot of people were saying about back, I think 1.3, where there was some graphics changes, that some of the rings that they were used to dropped in detail. I think whilst I was mining over the last couple of weeks, I noticed that a lot of the rings I was going in had a lot of this fogging and detail in the mist from the small particles and stuff. So I think it just depends on which ring system you're in, because obviously there's different compositions. And Ez Van Diary posts up this huge album of pictures. I won't go through all of them now, but I did have a gander through some of these earlier on. Some great. I love black holes. I love black holes in game. Thank you, Rat King. Yes, I'm so tired tonight. I'm not thinking straight. Oh, just exhausted. And this was something that this popped up early week. Actually, it came up on the community site. other moderators and I were talking about this, looking about the probability of finding Earth-like worlds based on the class of star, which is interesting because usually when I've gone out exploring I tend to filter down the star types by the G types and that kind of thing because they tend to be, you know, Earth-likes around those kind of stars and all. But it's interesting to see some charts in here which will help you find those Earth-like worlds when you're out there exploring. So good stuff, good information. Again, community coming up with some great stuff, content to help with the how to play the game. Yeah, Mike Snows, that's a very good point. I mean, I think that the definition of what it is to be a world without an atmosphere is fuzzy. Is pardon the pun, but yeah, when you look at some of the worlds that are around, I mean, let's go to Sol, for example. And you have a look at the descriptions of some of the worlds on there. A lot of the planets that are out there do have very thin atmospheres. So yeah, you can see that, you know, Pluto has a methane atmosphere and methane magma volcanism. So I imagine we won't be landing on Pluto in the update in the next couple of weeks. But then again, Charon, it does have no volcanism and no atmosphere, so we could very well land on those, assuming they don't need a permit. I can imagine the worlds in Sol might be heavily locked down. I mean, we've already had talk saying about the moon would be permitted. Of course, there's Mercury. Again, Mercury doesn't have any volcanism or atmosphere, so that may be a target that we can get to. Thank you, Rat King. Yes, I like I said, I've been awake. I don't know how many hours now, but a long time, a long time. Much work, no play. Yes, if we do say buggy, I will be drinking. Yes, really good luck with to Chris there. I'm sorry you missed the video. I was just picking up your work on the escape velocity stuff. Actually, it's really great to see that you're starting up a Patreon for that, and I think that's just going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing some more escape velocity episodes come out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a couple of trade runs. I've got to at least try and play tonight. Dobbo, buggy. Yes, Shanna's Geek, yes, you can always tweet Mrs. K and tell her to come and give me a reboot if I do just collapse on the keyboard, so. But yeah, this is all training for a ridiculously long-term, 24-hour stream or something like that. Interesting missions. Nothing interesting, so let's go ahead and launch. Fly the gold condor. Wow, there we go. Three finger salute, yes. That's what I need. Yes. No, Rat King. Now, just because I didn't put the speculation alert out doesn't mean that's confirmed. Flying the gold condor. That does sound like a bit of an innuendo, doesn't it? Whee! Wait for us to get mass locked in there. So yes. Stephen Usher, yeah, exactly. Control Amiga. That's what that's exactly what I thought you meant. Yes. The number of times the old floppy disk flashing light and power light was just that the boot sector didn't load properly, and yes, memories. Did I not drink on buggy? I would drink again because you said buggy. And we can get on to some driving later on today. No innuendos, arms like noodles. No innuendos. No, Fiery Toad knows that innuendos break me. You guys are trying to kill me, aren't you? Not. So I said no 24-hour stream. That means 36 hours. No. No, definitely not. No. I don't think I could survive something like that. I would be well and truly out of scree by the end of it. It depends. It depends. What's it worth to get me to do something like that? You know, how much money could we raise for charity? You know. Max Ursa, farewell, Commander. Thank you for tuning in. Take care, my friend. Yes, so I must absolutely say, I don't think Mrs. K is listening. Next week, my good friend Gaming with Ian, who's in the chat, say hi, Gaming with Ian. He will be gate crashing the show. He'll be taking over for me because I will be taking Mrs. K out because it is our anniversary. So, can't really keep it secret, can I? But yeah, so I will not be available. I'm actually taking the night off for personal reasons. That's terrible, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing when I'm going to one of these events, and but having a personal day to myself is terrible. Bampto Man, when paint jobs come out for the Anaconda, who is going to have a pink Anaconda? Simon Winner can have a pink Anaconda. Well, you see, I've got a gold Anaconda. You can't see it in this light, but it is gold. It is a golden Anaconda. So I'll show you when I get to the station. There's no light here. Thank you, Dobbo. Yes. My dog's come up. Silly animal. But yes, thank you very much, Gaming with Ian. Thank you for filling in the gap for me and entertaining everyone. I'm hoping next week you should have some pretty interesting news to cover. Of course, the beta is going to be hitting sometime next week for the 1.5 beta, so you'll have that to show. And I imagine there's going to be some pretty cool stuff in the newsletter to talk about it as well. So I'll write it in the chat, Snows. Hang on. Let me just not miss the station. Yes, there we go. So hopefully you caught on that. So please do tune in and support Game with Ian. He's a lovely chap. He's been doing the Noob School streams for a couple of weeks, and I think it's great to kind of just help introduce new players into the game. So please do support Ian next week on that. Silly dog doing. What are you doing? Oh no, Sniper! I didn't realise that. I wondered. I hadn't heard a lot from Fiery Toad. His motherboard's exploded. Oh no. Hopefully it hasn't taken out too many other pieces of the PC, because that is the problem with if the motherboard does go pop. It usually causes damage to other components that are plugged into it. Everything's plugged into the motherboard after. So. Oh! Pay attention. Pay attention. Yes, Stephen Usher, I'm going to have to carry this stupid animal back down the steps again. Crazy. He's a Labrador, and these are very steep stairs, so he can get up, but he can't get back down. And he's a heavy dog now. He's about 2, so he's... fortunately, I don't think he's going to get any bigger. But he's still a bit too big to be carrying down these stairs. Smintily, Anaconda scale skin. That would be pretty cool to have a scaly texture on it. Shiny gold conda. Yay! Let's just leave that there for a second. Stephen Usher, yes, last year the premiere party was pretty much our anniversary, which was pretty cool. So we did technically get a weekend away from the kids. Polamint, do I know much about the books in the Elite universe? listen to them all. The audiobooks are really, really awesome. Again, that's some great work from Chris, if he's still in the chat. And I unfortunately, I've not read all of them, I don't think. I've listened to all of the audio versions. I know there's... Oh, I'm terrible with this. It was the only chance I had to... I haven't got time to sit down and read books a lot these days with the 2 kids and everything else going on. So the audio books were an absolute godsend to me, that I could listen to them on the commute. Metal Cheese Gaming, thank you very much. Yes, I'm quite pleased I managed to get the Anaconda finally. After nearly a year of the damn game coming out, I finally managed to play enough to get the Anaconda. Which is crazy. It was like I was saying to, Abacus and I were both talking about it. We've both got an Anaconda now, but I think himself as well, we tend to be doing so much for the community, doing other things, we don't have time to play the game as much as we want to. But hey, this is how it is. Banto Man. Oh, the grey and green skin from the original Atari ST version. Ah, yes, that would be cool. See, I would still like a wireframe skin for each of the ships. I think that would be pretty cool. So, let's check for missions, So carrying on from, what Mike Brooks was saying in his dev update in the newsletter there, I want to know from you folks in the chat, what kind of base are you most looking forward to seeing coming up in Horizons? I know he's talked about things like pirate bases and mining bases and various trade facilities and that kind of thing. What kind of bases do you guys want to see in the game? What do you think is going to be really, really cool? Arms like noodles. Yes, I did see the Z fighting on that thing on there, and that's the kind of thing. There's going to be at least 12 forum threads on that. People complaining about the, something in the game not being 100% perfect. Oh my god, it's turbo. Oh no. That's what shields are for. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. This is why I put shields back on my Anaconda. Commander Hatch is looking forward to a buttery biscuit base. I do like the base. Red Zyrus, yeah, the base that they showed in that starport was active and things going on. I mean, that's very much what Frontier are trying to do with these things, is they're not just another location for us to go and dock with, they are actually active and you can get in there. I mean, I just want to drive around them and actually get the sense of scale of these things. You could see one of the things they were talking about in the newsletter and in the dev update as well, was saying about the different scales of these outposts. You could have these tiny little research places with 1 or 2 landing pads, but then you could have one of these gigantic facilities like what we saw in that video. Now, Frontier have been very coy mentioning anything about what these sizes of these bases are going to be. Are we going to, what that one that we saw in the video earlier this week, is that a medium-sized one, or they're going to be bigger? Obviously in Frontier Elite 2 you could have these really big expanses on some of the more populated worlds, so I'm hoping we see a lot of variation in terms of scale, not just kind of the different types of buildings. Kurtani's dying for drinks, so everybody drink! There's a star there, you might want to miss that. Ooh, a conflict zone. Ooh, conflict zone. I must go back and get my combat vessel. Now I really want to turn my Anaconda into a battle conda, but it's going to cost a small fortune to do that. I mean, trade conda is a lot cheaper to do. Caravanen. Where should you visit in the game? Any cool places? So many cool places. It's impossible to list. It's really awesome. There is a fantastic thread on the forum which I should have bookmarked. One of the moderators put it together for me. Not for me, sorry, for us. And I was going to put it on the stream and I completely forgot, so I apologise. But there are so many fantastic places. I mean, you can see some of the things like on the screen here. Barnard's Loop, the Nebula. You can get some great shots of the Orion Nebula, the Horsehead Nebula, from angles that you wouldn't be able to see in real life. It's really, really cool. Lots of interesting places like that. There's Wolf Rayet stars as well, with little tiny planetary nebula. All of the locations on there. Oceanus Geek, isn't that the link? Oh, that's the newsletter. Yeah, I can't remember the link for it now, but there was check out the Frontier forums and have a look around in some of the fan-made sections. There is a really, really great thread in there which has brought together all of the really, really cool places and things to visit in there. And there is so much. It's an entire galaxy. It is the Milky Way galaxy. So yeah, literally billions of things to do. Hardlight Legion, you're very welcome. I am enthusiastic and contagious 24/7, even when I've not slept in like hours since yesterday, I think. Sagittarius A as well, yes, the centre of the galaxy. Cool place to visit. You can see all of these other nebulas that are populated around in some of these regions here, actually. Ooh, you can see a few nebulas around in these different areas here. Some of these are generated, obviously they're not all known nebulas because we just don't know that much about the galaxy yet. But yeah, lots of cool places you can go. And if you're the first person to get there, it's entirely yours. You can put your name on it, and you are the first person to discover it, which is really cool. Because I did one place, which is cool. Come on, where is it? Come on, load up. Which I was quite pleased that no one else thought to go here, but the Omicron Persei system, because I wanted to go see Emperor Lur of Omicron Persei. Big Futurama fan, as you can say. So yeah, so that's one of the first places I went out, and I had to see. It's got my name on it. See, I've been there. And I'd be happy to know I scanned every friggin' body in there. It's all mine. Maybe not the asteroids though. I think I missed the asteroids. So you're welcome to put your name on the asteroids if you want to put your name next to me. But yeah, so that's an interesting place to visit. I mean, there's a nice kind of you go through the California Nebula to get there, which is pretty cool. So you kind of, as you get closer to it, you see it filling up the view, and it's nice to kind of look back at Sol and see straight through the nebula, to look back at Sol and realise how far you've come to get here. I mean, nearly 1,200 light years out. So, Elavric, very well, Commander. Thanks for joining in tonight. Oh, I've missed my station yet. I thought I have. I've gone past it by 0.4 of a light year. I completely forgot. Rat King. No, I won't fall asleep on stream. It's okay. I did manage to have a nap this afternoon, actually. So, thanks to my boss who realised that I'd basically been pulling out all the stops. So he got other people to do some work for me and told me to go rest. So no, I won't be featured on that video. In fact, I'm feeling quite pepped about all of the other stuff that's coming, so we might do a bit of a Crash After Hours session. If everyone does want to stick around after the usual 10 o'clock, I might switch over to a different game. Shock horror. Yes, Crash does play different games. I do, honestly. It might not be your taste, I apologise, but just something different. So I will finish off the usual Kerrash Landing tonight and do something completely different. Let's go ahead and get here. But yes, there's so many things to come. I think I missed it. So, sorry, but someone did mention the idea of like a scientific research base. Again, that's an interesting thing. What sort of things might you be able to steal there? Experimental equipment, that kind of thing. Sneak in, steal it, or deliver it to there, for some bonus. Deliver it away from there. Take their research, that kind of thing. I know not much has been mentioned about it, but the Frontier have at least admitted now, because I think it cropped up on one of the live streams, but the SRVs, the Scarabs, they are called, the SRV, Surface Reconnaissance Vehicle. So one of the pieces of equipment they have enabled is a data link scanner, which lets you kind of hack into the buildings and do things I'm not going to say anything more than that because Frontier haven't announced anything yet, so I'm not saying anything. Not going to speculate. But yeah, I think Michael Brooks has mentioned that next week there's going to be some talk on that. So hopefully next week on the 10th, like I said, don't forget to tune into the official live stream with Sandro and Ed for the Q&A. And if you haven't already put the questions on that link there, bookmark that link, and when it's up for next week's stream, pester them, ask them about the data scanners. Just don't tell them that Crash sent you. I don't want to be going through the questions there and seeing it's like, Crash told us to ask about the data link scanners. What they do. Oh, that's an interesting one, Dobbo. So HIP 88838 is apparently the biggest star in the game. I thought it was VY Canis Majoris. I'm going to have to check this out now. See, this is the problem with exploration, is there's so many cool things out there that you just get distracted and carried away, and you're like, oh, I haven't seen this, oh, I haven't seen that. My last exploration trip, I had to head off with Commander Abacus, and we went and saw Wolf Rayet and the Carbon Star, and some really cool things that we hadn't seen before. And like I said, Planetary Nebula and that kind of thing. It's just so many things to see. I missed it. Only 800 light years away. Why is that? See, that's down as an M dwarf. Is it a binary star then? Did I read that wrong? Commander Robert Travail, was that the galaxy map I was in? Maybe you're losing your mind, but it's looking a little different to me. Well, yeah, that's my galaxy map. I mean, I have got the graphics on Ultra, because fortunately I've got a graphics card which is powerful enough to do it now. But yeah, this is my galaxy map. I mean, you can switch it into different modes by going to this top left here. You can go over to realistic mode, which just looks really, really awesome. I mean, come on, freaking stars everywhere. Good to everyone. It's crazy. But yeah, you can switch to the different views. So it might be that I've got it in. So this is in set up in Explorer mode. You can tell I've been exploring recently. Millstone Bart, this is not speculation, this is knowledge. What NDA? Throw it away. Yes, Dobbo, yeah, I have seen that actually. The VY Canis Majoris is there are a few bigger ones than that. I think VY Canis Majoris is probably the most well-known of the larger stars out there, due to go supernova sometime in the next 100,000 years. Yeah, so that was one of the things that was which was asked actually in the Q&A session with David this week. Was about whether he wants to put more interesting things into the game, like accretion disks and supernova and things like that. And he very much does want to put it in, but I think he hit the nail on the head when he was saying about the fact that, well, you know, they are so very, very rare that the possibility that you would be in the right place at the right time to see one is so small, it's almost not worth the amount of effort that would go into making it. I think that the thing is you could have something like a community goal to rescue civilians from, you know, a system which is about to go nova or something like that, and it could be planned and built into the game, and it would be really, really cool to have that star replaced with a small planetary nebula or something after the event. That would be awesome. I would love to see that happen in there. But again, the problem is it's so much development work and effort into making that happen for a one-off event, and they should be very, very rare in the galaxy. They absolutely are. So they couldn't really do multiple community goals, keep blowing stars up left, right, and centre. It just wouldn't work, which is a real shame. But yeah, I would love to see more features like that. David wants to see it in there as well. He is a really big astronomy buff, so he wants as many cool stellar features in the game and astronomical features in the game as can possibly be. So there is a possibility we will see things like that. But I think one of the questions that come up at Fantasticon as well was saying about, are the stars going to get a visual update to see things like the coronal mass ejection and stuff like that. It is on the list, the biggest, scariest list of game features in existence. But again, it's the choice between, do you want to be able to land on planets, or do you want cooler looking stars? Technically you want both, so somewhere down the line someone's going to have to put one in front of the other. So that's what's happened, is effectively we will get all these cool looking things, but it's after all of the really, really cool things get put in first. Exactly, Stephen Usher, yeah, you might see one supernova in a galaxy every 100 years. Which means the next one could happen on the other side of the galaxy, and the chances of any players in the game seeing it would be slim to none and barely worth it. Oh, sorry, yes, flying with the Cobra is a completely different experience, and as I was flying around in, I think I was using my Python, affectionately named Monty, for the mining community goal that just completed. I kind of forgot what the Anaconda was like to fly, so I had to get used to it again. And I was scraping on the side. And when I'm concentrating, I'm usually pretty good. It's a little sidewinder. I have fitted weapons on here. What have we got? Beam lasers? What other lasers have I got on here? Oh, just the beam lasers. I took it all off. There you are. Hello, little sidewinder. Made my last jump. Have I? You're going to shoot at me first? I'll let you shoot first. Millstone Martin, yes, yeah. It was a really, really nice Q&A at Fantasticon. It was nice to get some answers direct from Michael Brooks, but you can see that they want to put everything they possibly can into the game. It's not a question of taking features out, for some obscure reason other than the fact that they've just got a limited, finite amount of time to do it all, and they've got to choose what goes in for us when. So I'm quite happy for us to see features get prioritized like that. I think it makes absolute sense for the team to pick features that get the most bang for the buck, the cool things which everyone wants to see first. Oh, I need more turreted beam lasers, I think. There's too many zones on the Anaconda which I've got like a line of sight from. There we go. They get you in range. Question there. Bampotman, when are they going to create a BOA, the upgrade to the Python as advised by the Commodore Monty? Oh, let's see. Well, let's see. As I've got the Frontier Elite manual. Here we go. The BOA. See, I did like that one actually. That was one of my favourite ones in Frontier Elite 2. There we go. The BOA. I should concentrate on swatting this Sidewinder. Yeah, see, again, so I mean, this is the content that they've got to work with, and one of the things that I say, if Snuffler is probably not in the chat, but if he does watch this back, David did say on the Q&A session that he wants the crate, so Snuffler would be pleased about that, and, very much so, the guys don't want to rule out ships, they just need to prioritise and add in the ships that make sense for what they've got to fill those gaps, so to speak. So if there's players need more trading ships, then obviously they're going to concentrate on getting a trading ship in next and that kind of thing. They're very much prioritising the list of ships that go into the game based on the features that are there, what the player base are doing with the available features, and so on and so forth. Come on, you little sidewinder, that's it. Ta-ta. Let's get back to that. So yeah, so there's no reason why you won't see things like the BOA, the Moray, the Merlin, the Crate, all these kind of ships. I think the team would love to put them in it, even if they aren't flyable by players, because they don't have all of the necessary features of the newer ships, like the ability to have a modern FSD or something. There's some limitation because of the size of the capacity of them. I think it would just be nice to have these ships in as NPCs zipping around doing stuff. One of the questions that I think didn't make it into the Q&A with David, but which was a really, really cool one. Sorry, I just saw that from Technogamer there. Sidewinder versus Anaconda, who would win? I was wondering why he interdicted me. But yeah, so one of the cool questions that went in was like, will we ever see things like the Lynx bulk carriers and the big cruisers that you saw sat outside the stations in Frontier Elite 2? Now, of course, I would love to see those in. How awesome would it be to drop in next to a station and see one of those big bulk carriers sat there and having some limpet drones or one of the other smaller ships ferrying cargo back and forth to the station? That would be freaking awesome. It would be really, really cool. The problem is, if they spend all that time and effort making the ship, it means they're not making some cool feature that we can play with. Because there's no way the player is going to be able to fly one of those big ships. It doesn't make sense. It kind of upsets the balance of the entire game. Shanray, yeah, a space dredger would be really, really awesome. It would be great to see one cruising through and destroying an old outpost or something like that. Something. There's lots of interesting things they can do, and I know Frontier really, really want to put all of these cool things in. Sarcasm. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's too late and I'm too tired to pick up sarcasm. I'm too damn naive. Yeah, Mara Jade. I mean, we the luxury yachts. I mean, we've got things like the Orca that no one flies at the moment because it doesn't make sense. There's no real purpose for them in the game, and that's kind of the thing, is that the ship was done and ready, and it was one of those templated models that they built out to have that style of ship. They had it done, so they gave it to us so that we could fly it, but the features to make it worthwhile are just not there in the game yet. So of course everyone starts saying, well, why did you bother to put the ship out? And it's like, well, it was done, it was ready for you guys to fly, so we added it into the game. They could have just held on to the Orca and not delivered it, and then people would start saying, it's like, oh, this is one less than the X number of ships you promised, and it would have been so it's like, how do you win in that side of an argument? Stephen Asher, someone flies an Orca and uses a battering ram. Well, there is that. You can use it as that. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of the case in point, though, is the fact that the Orca, as it stands, doesn't make as much sense in the game at the moment, because we don't have passenger missions. We don't really have a purpose or a meaning for it to be in the game, and it's the same with some of the other ships. Like I said, I would love a lifter. A lifter would be great, but until you can get onto surfaces and transport little, 1 or 2 tons at a time sort of thing between surface bases, it doesn't make sense to have a lifter. There's no point having one in. So sorry, watching the chat. Come on, concentrate, Crash. Trying not to live up to my name as I normally would. But yeah, the thing that does make me laugh is when I see people kind of comment and complain about they promised 30 ships in the Kickstarter, and there was some kind of points that everyone was saying about how this number of ships has been done now, and now they're just adding variations. And I think everyone's got a different idea of what it means to have 30 ships. They want 30 distinct ships, and they should be accessible to everyone, and blah blah blah, and all these kind of limitations, and people have their own interpretation of what it exactly means to be that. I think that's the no, I'm not mining anymore. No more mining missions. No more mining missions. Just selling my cargo. But yeah, everyone's got a different interpretation. Well, it is. I think everyone is completely glazed over and forgotten the simple fact that nothing's stopping Frontier from delivering more than 30 ships. There's nothing to say that in a year's time we won't have 40 or 50 ships with a whole bunch of variations and different different themes and things like that. So I think it's a moot point when people look at it and say, oh, why haven't we got this ship? Why haven't we got that ship? And it's like, it's just because they're working on other things. It will all promises. Yeah, exactly, Stephen Usher. It's people just get these ideas in their mind, and it's like, oh, you promised. And it's like, well, yeah, but technically we promised to give money, and they promised to deliver something. So it works both ways, you know. I don't care either way. I mean, get into the back to the QA, the things with David. I think he was quite candid when he mentioned the thing which keeps cropping up. You know, we have the DDF godlike powers. That was one of the things that was mentioned. Now, I will say, hand on my heart, that when I heard him say that, it was an absolute kicker for me when he said about the DDF would have these godlike powers. I thought that sounded really, really cool. I was really, really keen to know what it was. I'd already jaunted up to the the DDF level anyway, because I just wanted to chat to people about the design. I thought that was the thing that I put into the DDF for, because I wanted to just talk about cool ideas that could possibly go in. But yeah, I mean, obviously David said that it's something they still want to do. I think as the game's evolved and changed over 2 years, which is what happens in development, it's now got it's got to the point where they couldn't implement something which would work in the way they originally thought would happen. So they still don't know how they're going to deliver that. I mean, how do you deliver some of the things they were talking about without it being completely game breaking for people? You know what I mean? And that's the problem with it. Oh yeah, W. So that was some of the things that was wrapped up in the last answers for the devs thing. 25 ships promised, 5 more promised later after the Kickstarter. Yeah, that's right. And the Cobra Mark IV is for the people playing Horizons. But yeah, again, even that. I mean, there was some people commenting on it saying, well, oh, you know, I'm only going to get the ships you promised in the Kickstarter if I play Horizons. Well, I think the problem with these things is all these promises. You know, if you do eventually get it, then it's been delivered, isn't it? I mean, I'm patient. I can wait as long as it takes to get whatever is going to happen. I don't even mind if half of it doesn't come. I'm quite happily playing the game and everything that's in it. It's great. There's other Kickstarters I've backed which have still not delivered their game. You know, there's Kickstarters I backed before Elite Dangerous and it's still not finished. In fact, one of the other games I might play after it. I'll have a short break and wrap up this stream like I normally would, and I'll flick over to one of the other games that I kickstarted. That was over a year late, and then it was another year before they actually updated it to the point where it was playable on my system. It was it had so many performance issues and everything else that I couldn't play it, and I just let them finish the game. You know, just let them get on with it. I didn't go ranting and screaming from the rooftops about how they failed to deliver on their promises, and and bear in mind that I put in I think about half as much into that Kickstarter as I did for Elite. So that was a considerable chunk of money I put into that Kickstarter. Didn't faze me. I think it's just different people have got different you know, kind of takes on how they react to these kind of things. And I think when you look at a Kickstarter, the whole point of it is it's supposed to be, you know, a selfless thing. You're supporting a community project. You're kind of working together as a group to make something happen. And it is a risk. It may or may not happen. There may be things that will or will not work. This is something you're very much signing up to with a Kickstarter. To be sitting there picking holes in the campaign so long after the fact it's just a moot point. It's like it's ancient history now. It's been and gone. So there really is no point complaining about it. I think I've talked about that way too much. Exactly, Saturnine. It's like, you know, they've delivered a huge chunk of what they promised, and there's a handful of things that, you know, they're just unable to do at the moment or having difficulty fulfilling. And you could see, I mean, this is the thing. This is the one thing that I really want to get across, is that it was great that in that Q&A stream with David and Ed, like I said, it was, you could see the human element of it. You could see that David was genuinely kind of disappointed and was apologetic to everyone, the fact that they haven't been able to get all of the things that they promised done and you know they still want to do them, they still want to fulfill them, and I think that's the thing you've got to remember is, you know, they are human beings. These things are not going to work out 100% of the time. I mean, what company do you know manages to 100% fulfill everything they claim they're going to do? I don't know any company that's that good. Oh, there we go. Bit of a scrape on the side. Chianiski, totally happy with not knowing about Elite Dangerous until late February and having 10 years kind of pre-planned. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, that's what we've been saying all along. It's a continual development. It's not oh, we released it 2 years ago and bang, that's it, the game's out, here you go, it's what it is, you know, you're done with it. Oh, Johnny S. Farewell, Commanders. Thank you for joining. Oh. Did a ship just hit me from above? I'm hearing sounds. Yeah, it's in continuous development, so things will improve, things will get better. You come back and look at the game in 2 years' time. I mean, look at what we've got now. You know, next week we're going to have the beta for 1.5. A couple of weeks after that, we're going to have the beta for 2.0. If you went back and looked at what we had a year ago, seriously, go back and find some old videos of like Alpha 1.1 or 1.0, and you realise the huge amount of improvement that the guy's done. And like I said, they've worked these two streams in parallel all along. You know, 1.5 is the culmination of a year's worth of improvements on the existing game, and 2.0 is something that they've been working in parallel alongside, adding all these cool features. And like I said, one of the things that that came up, which people were pointing out, the problems with the planets and things like that. You know, some render glitches with the planets and the frame drops and things when you go near to the planets. And like I've said many times before, it's because they knew that these planets were going to be replaced, so they didn't bother wasting development time fixing something which is going to be replaced. These are the hard choices you have to make working on something which is a continuously moving target. Stephen Asher, yeah, that's the alpha backers aren't getting the beta first before everyone else. Yeah, I can imagine there's probably 3 threads now that you've mentioned that, you know. But this is what happens. People get this kind of this level of entitlement, thinking that they deserve more than, you know, anyone else and things like that. I don't think it's right. I think, you know, we've all backed the game. I don't care if you put £1 in, or if you're one of the people that picked the £5,000 Kickstarter off it, or you heard about the game late and you've just been buying as many ship skins as you can. You have supported making this game happen and continuing to make it better. So thank you. You know, you've done that, and that's great. That's what it's about. It's not about what you get back. It's the fact that you've supported something cool happen. So, great job. So let's go ahead. I think I will make this. I think I can squeeze in one more trade, man. I will literally have a very, very short break. I'll finish off this stream as normal. You're back to. Did you get the lifetime pass, Dobbo? Did you say? I think. Gaming with Ian. Yeah, I think the lifetime pass was £80, maybe, back in the Kickstarter. So, you know, if you did manage to back it way back when, obviously you had the cheapest version of the lifetime pass. I mean, I've said to the to Jo, she's at Frontier, I said to her, I was like, you know, can I buy it again? I want to continue supporting you, you know. And she said, no, you're not allowed. But yeah, the lifetime pass is actually the best value for money. You know, at the end of next year, when you're getting season 3 for free, then it would have made its money in the Kickstarter, and effectively Frontier are getting less money out of you by doing that. So if you want to support Frontier, you're probably better off just buying it year after year anyway. Absolutely, Saturnine. Yeah, it's not about the game, it's not about the rewards, it's not, you know, what you get back, it's supporting the company, helping them make a game for everyone else. You know, I don't consider this is, you know, yes, there was a selfish element that I really wanted to see the game come back, so that was one reason why I backed the Kickstarter, but for me a lot of it has been the fact that I wanted there to be a new version of Elite for my kids to be able to play, because I loved it when I was a kid. I'm sure everyone knows my eldest, he does play it, and he loves exploring and mining and things. So I wanted that game to be there for the next generation of players to be able to play it, and that's what I think is important. Is we've made the game happen for everyone, not just ourselves. Ooh, MRX Pedro, I've completely missed that. So what do I think of the Sirius Corporation's initiative to boost the economy of the HIP 8396 system? Why there is no mining community goal for osmium? I am afraid I completely missed that one. I'm not up to date. I finished the last community goal, but I have been working so long I haven't had a chance to check that out. Wow, Stephen Usher, I had no idea you donated that amount of money. Excellent. Well, right on, Commander, I think is in order for that. But yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. It's supposed to a pledge. It's a donation. It's supposed to be selfless. If you're doing it because you want something back, I think you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And we've got the NPCs doing corkscrews again. And Super Cruise does take a while, so even the NPCs get a little bit bored. Mara Jaden, I don't know if there's any community goals for explorers at the moment. Probably worth checking out in Galnet, actually. If you go and check out Galnet in the left-hand panel there, I know usually if you flick down through them, there's subtle hints at where some interesting things are going on. And now, of course, in 1.4 you can just click on the stories and it'll take you to the systems. So it's worth checking them out. Usually the information's in there. You can click on the system, travel there and go check it out. Or as Gaming with Ian's just put up on those links on the forums, usually there's a good forum thread following along with that. Yeah, Mech Shadow Beast mentioning the models. Yeah, that was one of the things that was mentioned in the Kickstarter. They wanted to do some cool ship models. I know that's been a big point of contention for a lot of people as well. And yeah, as Stephen Usher was saying, David did mention them on the Q&A. It's you don't ever set out to fail. You set out to succeed, but sometimes things don't work, and I think I mean, if I'd put in the extra £100 for a model and I didn't get the model, I wouldn't be demanding my money back. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate that it didn't work. Yeah, Shansky, yeah, I saw the treasure hunt had finished the other day. So I'm gonna go ahead and donk. Randomize 21. I don't use a trading site. I use the tools that are in the game. There are a lot of cool trading sites out there which make it a lot easier to find the little routes in there. But if you do scout around in the systems, yes, my dog is snoring. If you do scout around in the systems and use the data that's in the game, you can find the trading systems without any help. So I tend to do it that way, because that is the joy of trading, is finding these little routes that no one else has found and making a killing. That's what it's all about, the trading. Boom. There we go. 121 million. That's not a bad comp for that. That's pretty good. etn.io. I didn't even know that one Game with the N. I might book that one, see if it helps. But yeah, most of the trading routes I found, it literally is just by scouting around and finding them. Shanray, my Conda loadout is not fully A-spec at all by any means, but I've got it where it counts. I've got the A-spec frame shift, distributor and thrusters. Shield, I threw away the big shield so that I could fill it out with cargo, because this is my trading conda, just to make as much money as I can. I got to 59% on the trade rank. That's pretty good. Nearly a tycoon. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run the video one more time, because I think that's a really awesome video. Sneaky peek from David today. So I'm going to run that for you guys, and then I'm going to have a short break, and when I come back, we're going to play something different, because I can, and I do play different games. So that, folks, for everyone tuning off, I will upload this to YouTube in case you missed anything tonight. But then I will be back shortly. So for one last time, buggy! Until next time, see you in the void, Commanders.